Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to wave your hair using a clamp curling iron, a 1-inch clamp curling iron. Let's go. Now this section is short, right? When you have a bob, this section is short because the space from here to here is not as large as the space from here all the way down to here. So because the space is short, it can be quite challenging to wave it with a curling wand or even with a curling iron. So I like to just wave the bottom sections to create a foundation of bend for the curls to sit on top of it. The way that you can do that is two ways. You can do it by rocking your flat iron back and forth, or you can do it with a mermaid waver. So I'm gonna show you both ways right now. So when you're working with a flat iron, what you wanna do is clamp the flat iron at the root, rock down, rock up, rock down, and release. And do you see that? You get like a bend right at the bottom that almost looks a little crimpy, which is great for foundation of curls to sit on top of. I'll show you that one more time. So you're just clamping at the root, you're bending down, up, and then down again. Now, if you have a mermaid waver, you can also use a mermaid waver, but I don't recommend only getting a mermaid waver for this reason if you're not gonna use it in other ways. You don't wanna just have like a bajillion hot tools that you don't use, but if you like the way a mermaid waver looks in general, or you have one, you can also do the underlayers with this. It will look very similar. Okay, now this is something that I've learned using this tool several times and always hating how it looked. You don't wanna go in with the clamp up, or you're gonna create a little indent here. You actually want the clamp to be down so that it's shaped this way. This is going to look a lot better. And you just wanna clamp everything in here like this and then release it, and you get a really nice bend. Now, as you can see, the bend from the mermaid waver is much deeper and stronger than the bend from the flat iron. Since it's the under layer, it doesn't matter that much, but I just wanted to point it out. Okay, now we're gonna go right above the ear, so right here, and we're going to slice all of this out, and we're gonna do another foundation of waves. I'll do it with my mermaid waver again. The one thing that I don't love about this hot tool is that it is so huge that I find it a little bit hard and a little scary to use. I've burnt myself several times. Actually, I have a burn on my neck right here. I don't know if you can see it, and that's from this hot tool. I also am not a huge fan of how it looks when I do my entire head with it. Maybe I just haven't gotten the hang of it, but you know what? If we have it, we have it. And some people really do love how it looks. It's just not always my favorite look on me. And I also find it a little bit cumbersome and difficult to use. And that says a lot considering how much experience I have with hair. Okay, now that we have our waving foundation, we can move on to our clamp curling iron. Now, the size of the iron that you choose to use is very much dependent on two things: the length of your hair and the amount of curl that you want. If you want a soft wave and your hair is my length, 1 inch is a great place to start. 1 inch is the most standard curling iron size, and it creates the most standard curls and waves. 1 1/4 inch is a little bit better for longer hair. 3/4 of an inch is great for shorter hair, so like chin length or shorter, and it's also good for creating a lot more texture. On my Instagram, I did a flat lay that shows the different curling iron sizes and what kind of curls you can expect with it. I also show you my hair in a 360-degree, styled in all sorts of different ways. So this is how my hair looks like with a 1 1/4 inch iron. This is what my hair looks like with a 1 inch iron. This is what my hair looks like with a 3/4 inch iron. And you can see in those reels that my hair looks very, very different depending on the iron size that I'm using, and the only change is the iron size that I'm using. I'm sectioning the same, I'm doing the same technique, I'm just using a different iron size. So when you're thinking about the hair that you want to create, the type of texture, the amount of texture, you're gonna wanna take the iron size into account. If you don't know where to start with a 1 inch, and then you can adjust accordingly. Now, when it comes to sectioning, when you are doing a wave, you want your section to be narrow but long. So I just do it like this, okay? So it's actually quite long, right, vertically, but it's narrow horizontally. So what you're gonna wanna do is take your clamp, okay? The clamp is gonna come forward, and you're going to put it like this, and you are going to rotate like this. So what we're doing is we're evenly heating it up, including the root. Now, when we get around here, we're actually going to unravel our iron. We're going to slide down You're going to rotate it until you reach that wave end point. And then you're going to unravel, rotate, and straighten out the end. Now what this is going to give you, it's going to give you a long curl instead of a ringlet. And when we brush this out, it's gonna turn into a wave, okay? A lot of people with bob lengths, they want a wave. They want more of an S-shaped wave, a disorganized wave. They don't want a ringlet. This is the way to do it with a clamp curling iron to get this result in the end. Now, there's lots of different ways that you can do this. You can also do this with a curling wand, and I just did a full walkthrough, a really detailed tutorial on how to do that. And I will leave that pinned in the comment section below. In my opinion, doing it with a curling wand is a little bit easier than doing it with a clamp iron, but there's no reason why you can't master doing it with a clamp iron. If you already have one, you don't want to get a wand. You just have to practice and do it a few times to get it. So again, we're going to put the clamp at the front, right? The reason I'm putting the clamp at the front is because I'm rotating back, and that's going to curl away from the face. If I put the clamp on the back and I did this, I would be curling towards the face, right? So the first two curls, we always want to make sure to curl them away from the face because it just looks a lot more modern that way. Okay, here we go. So again, we're clamping right at the root and we're sliding down and we are rotating. And this is giving us nice, even heat distribution right at the root. Then I'm taking my thumb and I'm kind of wiggling it open just to go down a little bit more and rotating to get nice, even heat distribution. And then I'm going to unravel, okay? Pull down until I have about an inch at the end. Finish off that curl. See this little inch at the end? We don't want to put those in because we don't want the ends to be too curly. We want to unravel and then we are pulling through. Okay, and we're creating a really long coil. Now we're not going to touch this at all until it's 100% cooled down because we want the hair to set. The hair is very malleable when it's hot. I say this all the time in my videos, but it sets its shape when it's cool. So if we brush this through, we're gonna end up with a wave, but the wave may not last the whole entire day. We want to set this so that it's formed and then we can brush it through. We'll still end up with a wave, but the wave is more likely to last for several more hours than if we did it when it was hot. Now, if you want your waves to look more disorganized, you can do this towards the face. The third one can be done towards the face if you want it to be a little more beachy, a little more disorganized. So the way we do that, we put the clamp behind the hair, right? And then we rotate forward. We go all the way up to the root, wiggle a little bit, and we're gonna unravel, bring it down, leaving 1 inch out, unravel, and then we can pull it through. Okay, now we have the same curl formation, but in this case, it's curling towards our face, right? Whereas this is curling away. See, it's going away from the face this way, and this is curling towards. Now, when it comes to the back sections, I just bring the back to the front. I don't try to do a double mirror and look in the mirror and look at, I find that very confusing. I just literally grab the hair, I feel for it, I feel for what's not curly, like I can tell this isn't curly, and then I just bring it here to the front, okay? Again, grab that. And once you get used to this technique, I remember when I first learned this, I really felt like it was so impossible. But once you get used to doing it, it's so second nature. I hardly ever curl my hair the other way anymore because I just like it to look beachier and softer. And this just gives that vibe so much more. See how I'm smoothing and pulling that all out? And see how this section, again, is long and narrow? That's something that I think a lot of people don't do. They keep their sectioning the same, and it's usually more of a square section. But I really do think when you're doing this technique, because of the unraveling and the pulling, you need something long and narrow to fit into the barrel properly, or else it just doesn't look right, you know, exactly right. There's something off about the wave. Okay, let's move on to another section. See, so this technique is actually very quick because you are using quite a bit of hair. You're not doing these tiny little, teeny little sections. Now here at the front, see what I'm doing here, okay? So I am rolling. Now I have a fringe, so my hair here is shorter. So I only have to roll it one time, unravel, be careful so you don't burn your face, and then pull through. See, and I'm getting like the softest, prettiest wave right at the front of my face. Let's do the other side so I can show you again. I'm putting my hair in it, okay. Twisting my wand, unravel, pull through. And it's like the softest, prettiest wave right by my face. It's not that tight ringlet that is a little bit outdated at the moment, right? We're not seeing a lot of that right now. We're seeing a softer look. This is how you achieve that softer look. Okay, now I'm gonna do this one towards the face just to break it up a little bit. So again, we're putting the clamp behind the hair and then we are going, see, curling towards the face. There we go. Do I still have you here? You guys surviving this tutorial? There we go. Unravel and straighten out that end. Now I know you guys are going to ask me about heat protection because I get that question every time I do a styling tutorial. I actually applied heat protection before I started filming, but the heat protection spray that I use is by a company called Adore. It's a Korean hair care company and I really love their products. They have the most amazing protein treatment. They have some really nice styling products like a beautiful hair oil, but they also have this, which is a thermal protection spray. You shake it up and then you spray it in. It's as weightless as water. So I really love, love, love that. To be honest, whenever I am using a heat protection, because that's the one that I have in my cupboard, it's the only one that I am reaching for and that I am using. There have been some people, I've talked about this heat protection before, and I have had some viewers mention that there are some people developing allergies to it. I don't know what that's about. I find that kind of confusing. Actually, a viewer even told me she got a pamphlet when she bought it about this allergy that people are getting about it. So do not continue using if you develop this allergy or whatever. I've never heard about that. I actually work with Adore, so they're a brand sponsor of mine. This video isn't sponsored, but they do sponsor some of my content, which is amazing because it helps me, you know, fund the channel so that I can continue making content for you guys. But I really actually love their products. I don't talk about anything, or I never ever do sponsorships for products that I don't love. I have a crazy amount of integrity when it comes to that. Like I really won't be able to sleep at night if I know that I'm talking about something that I don't actually really, really love or use on myself all the time. I've gone through so many bottles of this, it's crazy. I think I've gone through 4 bottles of it. When it comes to the allergy thing, just in case you're wondering, I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm so sorry, I wish I knew, but I have never, ever, ever had an issue with it. And I actually did a test, and I wish I got it on camera, where I actually took a Q-tip and I sprayed it with this, and then I burned one edge of the Q-tip with it, like that had the spray on it, and the other edge without it. And it was crazy because obviously, being that it's cotton, the other edge of the Q-tip, you know, went up in flames right away, and the edge with this didn't burn at all. So I really do think that this product is very effective and amazing. If you want to try it, then I do recommend it. Another product that I think is really, really good is the Moroccanoil heat protection spray. I know that one has great reviews as well, and I have tried it in the past. I haven't tried it in a few years, to be completely honest, but I know that it's a very beloved product. My friend Summer, who has the channel Styles by Summer, she also has another channel called Summer Beauty. She uses a lot of the Moroccanoil products and she swears by it. So those two are really good. If you guys have any heat protectant products that you really love, please, please let me know in the comments below. I learned so much from you guys, I really do. And I know that the other viewers learn so much from one another. Like, you guys are always communicating and talking to each other down there. And it really fills my heart with so much happiness, because creating this community has been like one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. And I love how you guys have like befriended each other and you give each other advice and tips. And sometimes you even disagree with me, and that's okay, you know? Like, one person will disagree with me and then a few of you will be like, yeah, it didn't work for me either. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that's what it's about. Hair and makeup is a very subjective thing. It's not objective, right? Some things that work for me won't work super well for you. Some things that work for you won't work for me. Hearing you guys' input on that, and even helping each other with things. Like if you're like, you know, that didn't work for me either, but this did, that person might have a similar feature to you, a similar hair type or similar skin type or whatever, all the things we talk about on this channel. So I really love that community that you guys have built down there. It makes me very joyful. Oh my gosh, I am talking your ear off today. I am in a chatty mood. Sometimes I just like to talk for the sake of letting you guys watch what I am doing, okay? Because I really think it's hard to learn hair unless you're actually watching what's going on with every piece, you know? I was making these hair tutorials earlier that were very fast, and I know that some of you really loved those, and I love them too, but I didn't find them particularly helpful when you don't actually know how to style your hair for learning how to do it. You know, this new style that I have adopted here when it comes to the styling tutorials, they are specifically made to help you. I want you guys to put me on your bathroom counter and curl while I curl. And if we can do it together and hang out and chat, and I can respond and we can create this community that's a little more chill, I feel like you will learn a lot more that way. Now we have to wait. We have to wait about 5 minutes for these little coily coils to cool, and then we are going to break them up with a wide tooth comb. I've shown you guys how to break it up with your fingers. It's very easy. You just run your fingers through it and shatter it, but a wide tooth comb is a great thing to have as well because it creates a beautiful wave, and I will show you that in a minute. Okay, I'm back. We're cool. We're cool. So now we can brush it out. So let's just do it with a wide tooth comb, okay? Right? Are you loving it or what? Isn't it gorge? So as you can see, this technique of curling, unraveling, pulling through, it creates this shape, okay? And this shape is an S wave. It's not a ringlet. It's a completely different look than if you just curl in a traditional or normal way. I know it seems a bit complicated if you haven't done it before, but I'm telling you, you can do it and then you can get the wave that you want. Now, if this is too flat for you and you want some more vavoom and more texture, then we always want to go in with a texture spray. I talk about this all the time. I feel like I beat you guys to death with it, but my favorite texture spray is High Tide. I also really love the one by Living Proof. I don't have any more of it left or else I would show you. The Living Proof one is really nice and light. It's not too sticky. It's not too gritty. It's a great volume spray that doesn't feel sticky. High Tide does have a bit of grittiness to it, but nothing like Surfer Girl. If you use Sexy Hair Surfer Girl, you know that it is a very sticky, very intense texture spray. This is kind of a hybrid, I would say, between like the Living Proof and the Surfer Girl. So what you want to do when you are using texture sprays, you want to start by spraying the underneath layers because that is going to lift up the hair. So as you can see, that's the difference, okay, between using a texture spray and not using a texture spray. I can't get over it. It's so crazy. Now, I also really like to have pieciness around the front of my hair, so around here. So I like to kind of take this curl, divide it so it's not one big curl, and spray that individually to give me a little bit of pieciness in my face frame. There we go. Cool, right? What do you guys like better? Let me know in the comments. Do you like texture spray side, that's fuller, or do you like a softer, more natural wave? So the only issue that I have with texture spray is that I find it doesn't sleep very well. It doesn't look good if you sleep on it and want to restyle your hair the next day because it does have quite a bit of grittiness to it. So if you are styling your hair like this and you want to kind of maintain this look for several days, I would skip the texture spray. You're not going to get as nice of an end result in the immediate moment, but you will get a longer wear time. The Living Proof one is better for that than this one. So if you want to try Living Proof to see if you can extend your wear time in between washes, then definitely try that. I can try that for you as well. I'm gonna go buy that one so I can show it to you guys. But overall, I mean, this is such a beautiful way to style your hair. It looks so full and gorgeous. It looks wavy, but not curly. And it still gives like quite a bit of a different vibe from the curling wand in the curling wand video that I did. I'll pop that up here so that you can see the difference between the 1-inch iron and the curling wand. Let me know which one you guys like better in the comment section. Also, let me know if these are helpful videos for you. I always make videos. I prioritize the videos that I know you want to watch and that you're getting the most out of. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to also leave me comments so that I know what you guys are thinking and what you guys want to learn, and then I can adjust my content accordingly. This video's over.